At up to 10 feet in length and over 300 pounds, Komodo dragons are the heaviest lizards on the planet. Their long, flat heads with rounded snouts, arched legs, scaly skin, and big muscular tail make them one of the most ferocious predators on Earth, often being documented to eat their prey while it's still alive. Scientists have supposed that Komodo dragons overcome their prey with dirty bacteria-laden saliva for years. Since 2005, however, scientists have uncovered many clues that suggest that Komodo dragons, like other lizards, have venom glands. Being the dominant predators on the nuance of islands they inhabit, Komodo dragons will eat almost anything, including deer, pigs, carrion, large water buffalo, and even smaller dragons. What is a Komodo dragon? Komodo dragon, king of lizards. There are over 3,000 species of lizards, but the Komodo dragon wins the award for being the largest lizard alive in the world. It is a species of monitor lizard, an ancient group of reptiles with its ancestors dating back to more than 100 million years ago. Until 1912, Komodo dragons were unknown to Western scientists, and their common name derives from rumors of a large lizard-like dragon usually found in the Lesser Sunda Islands. The yellow color of the Komodo dragon's long forked tongue is indeed reminiscent of the mythical fire-spitting dragons. These large lizards show a wide variety in color from black to yellow-gray depending on their location, and have rough, tough skin strengthened with osteoderms, the bony plates that protect them from scratch and bite injuries. Komodo dragons also have huge muscular tails and long, strong claws. During hunting, Komodo dragons depend on camouflage and particularly patience to lie in wait for passing prey. When the prey passes by, the dragon leaps out of using its sharp claws and serrated shark teeth to disembowel its prey. Feeding style. The Komodo dragon has venom glands that are filled with toxins that reduce blood pressure, which results in massive bleeding, prevents blood from clotting, and results in shock. Dragons bite with serrated teeth and pull back using their powerful neck muscles that cause big gaping wounds. The venom then accelerates blood loss and shocks the prey. Animals capable of escaping the Komodo dragon's jaws will only be lucky for a short time. Dragons can easily follow a fugitive for miles once the poison takes effect. With the help of their keen sense of smell, they return to the corpse and can eat an incredible 80% of its body weight in a single feeding. What does Komodo dragon usually feed on? Adult Komodo dragons will mainly eat male boars in the wild. They will choose the bones of any corpse they find and have even been famous for digging them up, but they are also known for being very successful hunters. Most of their carnivorous diet consists of wild male boars or Sunda sambar deer. They will also usually feed on invertebrates, water buffalo, goats, and other large prey unfortunate enough to stumble upon their trapped site. There is even recorded footage of Komodo dragons eating a whole wild male boar when they descend to the ground. They are also capable of attacking and eating other lizards, including smaller Komodo dragons. Komodo dragons are notorious cannibals, with mothers even eating their young ones. Attacks on people were also recorded. Diet. Komodo dragons usually inhabit 5 islands in southeastern Indonesia. The 4 Indonesian islands in the Komodo National Park, Rinca Komodo, Gili Dasami, and Gili Montana, and the island of Flores. The islands are volcanic origin, hilly and rugged, covered in savannas and forests. These lizards have the smallest inhibiting range of any large predator in the world. They like the heat, with the daytime temperatures often reaching 35 degrees Celsius, 95 degrees Fahrenheit, in the dry season with 70% humidity. Some dragons scratch fossil holes to rest at night to keep warm and as a cool shelter to hide from the daytime heat. They can either make their dugouts or use the pre-existing ones made by a lizard. Sometimes these tunnels can even seen along slopes of dry riverbeds between the roots of trees. However, not all Komodo dragons live in these burrows. In fact, one adult male on Komodo Island often sleeps at night in an isolated hut that used to be visited by visitors. However, the adult dragon leads a free life. She climbs out of her burrow to look for a sunny spot where she can warm herself. Then it's off for a breakfast search, followed by a warm, long nap in the shade during the hottest time of the day. After having its late afternoon meal, the dragon is ready for bed and sleeps soundly in its hole until the new day starts. It's a reclusive creature that hunts and lives alone. An adult Komodo dragon eats any available food. However, its natural prey is the wild male boar. Boars are quite agile and alert, demanding the dragon to resort to lying in wait in the tall grass next to game trails to be successful in hunting. As the boar walks by, the dragon uses its sharp teeth and long claws to attack. If the prey escapes, the dragon, with the help of its long tongue, can determine its whereabouts, even up to a mile away, which is 1.6 kilometers. Komodo dragons also feed on water buffalo alongside feral pigs that have been introduced by humans, as well as fish and snakes that wash up on the riverside. On the islands of Rinca and Komodo, wild male boars have become very usual in some areas and are now competitors for food with Komodo dragons. Some of these huge lizards have visible scars from conflicts with wild boars. Komodo dragons can also be cannibals. Fortunately, the young spend their lives in trees, which probably helps reduce the risk of predation from their adults. Also, the saliva of the Komodo dragon contains potentially harmful bacteria that are considered to help weaken wild boars that are extremely large for a single dragon to consume. Some recent researchers suggest that Komodo dragons may also be poisonous because of the same characteristics in their saliva. Whether they are poisonous or not is a matter of interpretation at this point. It's too early to draw this conclusion until more research is carried out. On the smaller islands of Gili de Simi and Gili Montag in Komodo National Park, Komodo dragons were discovered to be significantly smaller than those discovered on the nearby islands of Flores and Rinca. Genetically, these dragons are related to those on neighboring islands, so what could explain the difference in size? Gili Montag, for example, is not as high as Rinca, and Komodo lacks cloud forest at its summit and has much drier atmosphere than neighboring Flores and Rinca. Fresh water has not been observed in Gili Montag yet. Also, the density and number of food were found to be much lower on both of these islands. It is thought that the dragons on these islands are merely adapting to the reduced food supply by reducing their body size in response to reduced food availability. Komodo dragons on these islands are quite vigilant, and cannibalism is thought to be a great threat to young dragons here than on bigger islands. Battle scene: Komodo dragons versus wild male boar. For Komodo dragons, aggressiveness is difficult to stop once it has begun. The animal's level of aggression is also influenced by their state of mind, their level of nutrition, the time of day, if they are defending a territory or young, and other elements. Let's start off with the video coming directly from the southeastern Indonesia. A wild male boar is struggling to flee itself from the strong grip of Komodo dragon, trying to outrun the boar, and, just at the right moment, tries to jump with the neck through. Apparently, it did not sharpen its claws, because it ends up hitting the boar, and the boar steps on it time and time again. It could prove a terrible ending for the dragon. The Komodo dragon approaches the boar that is resting comfortably by the water side. They face each other. The boar straightens up while the Komodo dragon stands still with its mouth open. Suddenly, the boar goes for its face, but the dragon won't be defeated that easily, so it immediately begins to bite the boar's body. But beware, while one part is chewed, the dragon uses the rest of its body to wrap itself around the boar and begins to squeeze. The dragon should be very hungry to hunt a wild male boar. This Komodo dragon is trying to do so, but the boar responds to it by sneaking around. In an attempt, the boar moves backward and manages to get itself out from the dragon's claws. The boar brings itself to the grass, but the dragon continues with a series of bites, but it wants to kill the boar more aggressively. The opponents try to knock each other down, however, the video does not show us how the fight ends. It's a wrap now. I hope you enjoyed today's video and gathered knowledge about wildlife feeding style. Press the like button and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos like this.